Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So on this tutorial, I'll be teaching how to make this beautiful abaya you were seeing. So if you want to sew this, stay right back and watch the full tutorial. So you can see this is the abaya. Look at the sleeve, the designs, look at the beads. Now I'll be using the paper to illustrate this tutorial firstly because we can see what I'm doing. So I've placed three papers on the table. So we have two fronts and a back. So we have two fronts and a back. So we'll place the three together to cut the three together. So first indicate your starting point, and after that, sorry, the video cut in between here. So I have drafted my neckline, my shoulder, my chest line, and I'm trying to make my waist. So just follow the video. I'll be showing you how to make this on the main fabric. So measure your bust measurement and add 2 inches to it, and the remaining one. So determine your gown length. And you trace it down. So you might make it 10 inches, 6 to 10 or more than inches above. So you slant it down. So you can curve the edge. You can cut the edge and you can leave it, but I curved mine. So I went up by 2 inches. Then you cut out your fabric. So I'm just trying to use the paper to illustrate it. So I'm also indicating the back neckline. So you can use 4x4 for the neckline and you use 1 for the back. So determine on how wide you want it to be. So 4 is okay. 3.5 or 4. So that it can go through, can pass through your head. So I'm going to use this to cut out the back. So I'm placing it on another paper to cut out the back. So this is it. I've cut out the back and that is it. So this is the back. I'm trying to write on it. This is the back. Then we set aside. Then you cut the two fronts together. This is it. So we leave one aside. Then we put the other one. So determine your half, the midpoint of it on your shoulder. Then you slant it down. So that is it. So from that, you determine how where your slant will be stopping. So I stop mine at the chest line. Then you draw it down. So you can take like 2 inches on both sides or 1 inch, depending on how wide you want it to be. So you slant it, cut it out, then it goes up. So that is all. So you place it, you join the two sides together, and that is it. Yes, this is the back and the two fronts. Then you join the three together. So yeah, I'm doing that on my fabric. So I'm starting the starting point, and that is it. So you determine your armhole. So just make sure that it is free. So come down by 1 inch for your shoulder slope, and from that 1 inch you now measure your your armhole. Then you cross it. That will be your chest line, and also mark your shoulder line. So what I use here is 9 inch for my chest line. So my waist is 16. I'm marking the 16. You can see. So I'm marking the 16 to be equal. So I'm marking the east, and don't forget I'm using three yards, three trouser rather, for this tutorial. Three trouser because I bought it by trouser and outside, and that will be more than 3 yards. So I joined it. So my shoulder is, you can see, I'm trying to measure, my shoulder is 8. Then I marked 8, and I also marked the neckline. I used 4 by 3.5. You can use 4 by 4. So determine on how wide you, like I said, 4 by 4 or 3.5, depending on how wide you want your neckline to be or how big one's head is. So I've marked the front neckline. So I also know that I folded 3 fabric into 4. I divided the fabric into 3. So just to manage what I have. So into 3, you divide into 3, then place the 3 into each other. You fold the 3 into each other. So that you make use of what we have. And that is it. So I placed the 2 fronts and the back. So I marked the armhole, the midpoint, then marked. I went in by ½ inch, then I marked to get my round armhole. So I've marked it, and this is it. So I measured my chest line and I added 2 inches to my chest line. You can measure if you want it to be fitted. So you can measure like this, mark your waist, then you add 2 inches to it. But I won't be doing that. I'll be marking from my chest line downward. So I'll be making my chest from my chest line down to the other edge. From that edge, to make the dress free. So you can see I'll mark it to the edge, and this is it. So, and the length of this gown have to be your gown length, how long you want it to be. So I used all the lengths in the fabric. So I went up by 2 inches to cuff the edge to give it a curvy shape. So I cuffed it. This is it. I've cuffed it, and this is what we have. So what we'll now do next is I've marked everything. So what we now left here is to indicate the midpoint, like I have illustrated in the paper, where to slant on the fabric. So I'm just trying to mark it out first. So mind you, I'm going to take out the down part before cutting. But I'm just trying to mark it. So this is what I've marked. So, and after marking, I'll cut. So I'm cutting out what we don't need. So I'm cutting out what we've marked already on our fabric. So this is it. So I'm cutting. I'll just try to be careful because this fabric is silky. So it's very silky and it is light. So you just have to be careful. So you cut out the 3 fabric pleats together, both the back and the front. Our front is 2. So after cutting it out, I'll also cut out the shoulder, and please don't forget to add your shoulder allowance. So you add your shoulder allowance to join it. So that is what I'm making. And now you cut out the back neckline. So after cutting it out, you take out the back. So I took out the 2 just to slant. I took out the 2, so I'm just trying to use the thing is somehow shaky because the fabric is light, so I'm trying to adjust it. So I took out 1 from the back, so I need to cut out the front neckline first. So after cutting the neckline, I remember that I should have placed the 2 together to mark the front neckline together. So I'm just trying to place the other front on it to cut it out again. So I placed it, and just to give it the front neckline. So this is it. I placed it. I'm trying to arrange it well because the fabric is somehow shaky. It's very light. So after placing it on it, I cut it out, and that is what I've cut out. Then I'll remove it. Then what we've indicated, the lines we've indicated, divided it. What we divided up. So I'm going to open up the fabric, and after opening it up, I'm going to slant it. Don't forget, yes, I asked you to divide your shoulder into 2, then you draw a straight line down. So this is it. So I'm just trying to arrange the fabric, then I will cut. Mind you, don't cut on, I'm only cutting the top. It is the opening is at the just one side, so I'm only cutting just the side. So be very careful so that you won't cut the one down, just one, because the opening is just at a side, so you can put it any side. So I'm trying to cut that side out. I'm just trying to open it. So I opened it. Then after opening it, you join the front and back like a normal joining. You join it together, and don't forget where you slitted it, you're going to fold like half inch in. You're going to fold like half inch in, and make sure you give it a neat stitching to make your fabric neat. So after joining, you place the two front together. Then yeah, this is the neckline. Find a facing. I didn't use a bias, I use a facing. You cut out the facing, then turn the neckline. So, and this is it. I've joined the neckline, so I'm just trying to add beads to it. So I will be showing you how I make this bead. So where we folded half each in, so just you can use the big beads to replace it, just to give it a nice look. So I've placed the beads on it. So then I join. Look at, and just make sure that the thread is not showing outside. Just be very careful with it. So this is it. So you keep on doing it, and if you want, you can just anywhere you want it to stop, you can also add the beads down. That half inch we sew inside, you can have like a gradual, like one or two beads on it down, so to beautify the gown. So I'm still going to repeat it again to show you how I made the beads. So this is it. I'm placing about five beads, 4 to 5 beads on it. So this is it. This is how I am joining the beads. So one have to be very careful and just take your time to give you a neat finishing. So you place it on it, then you draw. So I think it's okay like this. But if you have the time, you can continue. You can just be creative with it. You can add more beads to it. And after that, I'm going to tie this. So I'm going to tie this so that the beads won't fall off. Tie it properly. You can see. So I'm trying to tie it. Just take your time, and please make sure that what you're doing is it's neat. So after tying, I'm going to cut out the remaining thread. So, and this is it. You can see it's already coming. I've turned the neckline. I'm just trying to join it. So I've cut out the sleeve. And I'm going to use this rope to attach it. This is a smoking thread. So you pass this thread to a reeler. So pass it to a reeler to make the dress. This is it. I'm just trying to. So pass it, then you place it on your fabric to give it that smoky effect. So that is what I'm trying to do here. Then you join to your shoulder. So your dress is almost ready, and that is what I'm trying to do. You can see. So you fix your armhole. This is it. You can see, and that is it. So this is our dress. Our dress is ready. This is it. The dress is so beautiful. So you can make for your customers. You can make and sell to people. So which I also did. So this is it. This is a beautiful abaya. You can see. So you cannot decide to rock it anyhow you want to. Tie your gele, your hijab, to make everything perfect. So it's so beautiful. You can even use the bead to beautify it more, depending how you want it. You can see the little beads I was trying to tack. As you can see, you can make it come down. Look at the smoking thread, the smoking effect at the sleeve, which make it beautiful. So thank you for watching this tutorial. So bye.